And I had maybe heard of the country of Sierra Leone. I had vaguely heard of the phrase Blood Diamond, but didn't really understand the implications of what that all meant. I could never have known that, this small country could have inhabited within it so many issues, so many things that are so important to today's culture, that it would be talking not just about diamonds, but talking about child soldiers, talking about refugees, talking about mercenaries, talking about bad governance in Africa. So many things that became this canvas. The situation of Solomon Vandy, which is the character that Djimon plays, is the moral center of the film. The idea of this man who is, suffers the depredations of what's happening around him, whose village is attacked, who loses his child, who has to go on this odyssey, is our way into the movie. His circumstances are much more familiar to us, and I felt that was the only fitting way to tell this story, because it's about his place. I think it would have been inappropriate to try to talk about this person from outside the world coming in there. As much as we come to understand the point of view of Leo's character, it is deeply, deeply Djimon's story. Here was a man from Sierra Leone whose documentary was the single record and the most authoritative record of what happened there during that time, when so many other journalists left, when many other people in the world, in the media, chose to ignore what was happening. Here was the man who actually documented it, and not just was, rewarded with all sorts of recognition for it, but whose career has become, in some sense, wedded to its issues, who has gone back and followed the course of diamond mining, who has gotten himself very involved with child soldiers, with refugees, all of the issues that the movie engenders. And so here he was, making himself available to me, and I traded on that mercilessly. I just insisted that he come and join us and be, a friend to the production, a consultant, and more than that, a kind of soul to the production. The fact that Djimon is from that place, that it is in his blood and in his bones, that he understands intuitively what that man would be going through, that his relationships to the other characters are responding to a set of circumstances that he knows, and that he hears music of a kind in this story that the rest of us could only just imagine. There's just no substitute for that. For Leo, I think this character is an opportunity to explore colors and a kind of part of his personality that he's never given voice to. This man is in a very quiet hell. He has lost himself. He is cut off from feeling. He has seen things and done things that he doesn't want to deal with, and all he wants is some inchoate version of getting out. And it doesn't make him, it doesn't suppress the personality that is charming and the personality that seems quite lively, but you sense under it something quite roiling, something quite dark. As much as I wanted to tell the story of Leo and Djimon, I felt it was incumbent on us to talk about what the price was peripherally. And I think that's part of the story we're telling, that the exploitation of these resources has a cost in lives that is just excruciating, random, and utterly as important as the lives of these protagonists. The Kimberley process came about because of increased public awareness. And if this movie succeeds in further increasing that awareness, it's only going to strengthen a process that needs to be greater strengthened. The warranties of that process have got to be made ironclad, or else they're worthless. The nations who are trying to police themselves need to be held accountable.